Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood because I wanted to check up on the Fast and the Furious roller coaster because it's been a minute since we've talked about that. And also, there's some big Halloween Horror Nights news that's happening, so we're going to talk about all the HHN stuff and just do a lap around the park and have some fun. So how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, I made it back to Universal Studios Hollywood. King Kong hanging in there. Yeah, I mean, King Kong is excited about all the Halloween Horror Nights news that just dropped as well. And look at this weather. We got some weird thunderstorm action going on off in the distance. Hey, perfect day to talk about Horror Nights, right? But enough hanging out up here. Let's make our way into the park. And just like that, we've officially made it inside the park. What's cool is upon entering, I saw some signs out front of the turnstile saying that, hey, the park is preparing for Halloween Horror Nights, so you might see some scary stuff during the day. And just like we covered in the last vlog, even though it's not too scary, it does count because that's all for Halloween Horror Nights up there on the roof. And since my last visit, yeah, more lighting has gone up, so yeah, it's gonna look really cool. And further into the park next to the Universal Plaza, here's your current look at the facade work happening at the New York Street facades. And if you can see closely that they peeled back this section right here. So that kind of tells me that maybe they didn't want to change the aesthetic too much on this, and a lot of the paneling that was up there was probably just old that they had to replace. And then here's what the front side looks like. But they're moving along pretty nicely though, so we should see this project done very, very soon. Now those classic Halloween Horror Nights fire towers haven't gone up just yet, but I'm thinking the next time we come to Universal Studios Hollywood, they will be up, because around this time last year is when they brought those out on stage. So looking forward to that. Yeah, it's an HHN staple. Now over here at the Universal Plaza, it has been confirmed that this will in fact turn into the Dia de los Muertos bar food area like we've seen the past couple of years. Which is awesome because, hey, it's just more food and drink offerings. And then right next door to the plaza here at the former Walking Dead attraction building, HHN announced an all-new haunted house coming here, Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise is the newest in the Evil Dead franchise, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. So overall, I think this is gonna make for a pretty good haunted house. And if you couldn't already tell, the park is kind of busy on this Wednesday afternoon. And over here at Minion Mayhem, it has a posted 55-minute wait, and then right next door at Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, 50-minute wait. Made it to the good old Lookout to check up on the Fast and the Furious roller coaster construction going on. And yeah, crews are still working on getting out all of the old material, all that concrete and steel that was from the former Animal Actors and Special Effects Show buildings. There's a lot of work to be done when it comes to demo. You know, some people think it goes by really quick, but honestly, with these two buildings, since they're built on the side of the hill, there's a lot of foundation work that they have to get rid of as well, and that's, I feel like, what's taking the longest. But shout out to the construction crews working so hard every single day in all this heat, because it is pretty brutal. Now, in addition to the dinosaur sounds down here, I don't know if you guys can hear on camera, but the chainsaws are going crazy over here. Yeah, and this is not a scare zone for Halloween Horror Nights this year, unfortunately. Crews are taking down some trees, which is pretty insane. This rumor on the street is that the coaster layout's going to be over here, which would be cool if true, because you know what, a terrain coaster is always fun. It is a little unfortunate that they have to take down some trees in order to build new things, but here's hoping that they have a great landscaping plan for the new roller coaster. You know, Treebeard wouldn't be too happy about this, but you know what, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. In addition to all of these trees, I would think that those trees are gonna be going as well. I mean, maybe they could save them, but just judging how close they are to the project, I have a feeling they're gonna knock those down as well. Now, besides the Halloween Horror Nights show lighting, they don't have any decorations in here yet, but they are preparing, because look at this right here. They've cleared out this entire section, because usually they'll put some props over here. Now, shifting gears back to Halloween Horror Nights, here is this beautiful facade that we've been looking at for the past few months, finally with the construction fences down. Yeah, Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America, has been fully revealed, and boy, oh boy, does this look absolutely stunning. And just like the La Llorona facade last year, this one has so many little details. I feel like this one has even more details to it, and it's more grand in scale. I mean, yeah, this is just jaw-dropping. I cannot wait to see the inside of the haunted house. You can kind of see a little bit right there. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because, you know, we want to keep things a secret. but boy, oh boy, this looks fantastic. Well, shout out to the scenic department because this is gorgeous. And I could sit here and stare at this for hours, but I won't because I don't want to get a stage 5 sunburn, but I'll take a few more minutes enjoying this because yeah, this is probably up there with one of my favorite facades that I've seen Halloween Horror Nights do in quite some time. And if you look closely, you can see how they disguise the audio in the facade as well. That's really cool. And we have some uplighting down here at the bottom in the bushes. So yeah, everything's kind of hidden pretty well. And I'm sure at night this thing is going to look very scary. Can't wait to see this one. I am so looking forward to this haunted house. I feel like this one and Chucky are at the top of my list of like most anticipated. Going back to the roller coaster though, yeah, really not much to see on this side. And from over here, you can just see that, again, they're just pushing around some dirt, removing a lot of that concrete. Looks like crews are lifting something into place right there. Or it could be a big giant thing they're just getting rid of. Made my way down one of the escalators to get another view of this, and oh yeah, dang, look at all that. They're definitely taking down a lot of trees. Yeah, this area is definitely getting thinned out, and it's kind of amazing how much growth was in here, and they haven't really touched this spot for years and years and years and years and years. So there's a lot of work to be done over here, and I'm thinking these trees are going to be next because this one has an X on it, and I think that one, hell yeah, these two have X's on them as well. So this little guy down here has to go. Sorry trees, but yeah, we got to make room for a giant roller coaster, so pretty exciting stuff. I don't think they're going to cut these ones down just yet, at least during park hours. They might have to do this at night just because, just in case this tree wants to go this way, you don't want trams or traffic, you know, going up and down the hill. So yeah, I think we're gonna see these go overnight, and then the stuff in the back is easy for them to take out right now because they don't run the risk of anything sliding down the hill so much so that it'll impact the traffic. Moving back to Halloween Horror Nights, now that haunted house that's behind Transformers that we've been wondering what the heck is it? Well, John Murdy made it official on Twitter that that location is in fact Holidays in Hell, which is returning for the 2023 season. Holidays in Hell was an original haunted house that was here at Halloween Horror Nights in 2019. It was really popular, so they're bringing it back for the 2023 season. And I'm assuming that it's going to be very similar to the 2019 version. Hopefully we get a lot more details and a little less black walls in this one. I'm thinking so. Because last year's Halloween Horror Nights was very spectacular when it came to the set design. So I'm thinking they're going to go all out for this year as well. And now that that location has been officially confirmed, we should see a facade very, very soon. And speaking of facades, down at The Last of Us, which is right behind Revenge of the Mummy, not much has changed this week compared to the last Universal Studios vlog. Maybe as we inch a little bit closer to the opening of Halloween Horror Nights on September 7th, we'll see a little bit more details go in for The Last of Us facade. Now, the only other thing that I can see that is Halloween Horror Nights related is that sound dampening fence that goes up behind Revenge of the Mummy. These haunted houses do get very, very loud, so all that fencing has to go up to help out the studio. Now, in addition to all of the cool haunted houses that you'll be able to experience down in the lower lot, you'll also be able to try some tasty food. You'll be able to try some tasty treats from the Stranger Things series. Scoops Ahoy will be making a comeback because if you remember, the last time they had Stranger Things here at Halloween Horror Nights, we did have the Scoops Ahoy location in the lower lot. And they're also gonna do Surfer Boy Pizza, hopefully down here as well. I'm assuming it's gonna be down here. But if they are bringing the pizza stuff, I hope, fingers crossed, that they have some good old pizza fries, because that's like one of my favorite things during Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando is the pizza fries, and I'm so happy they brought them here to Hollywood last year, so hoping that they do the same thing this year as well. And if it's like the previous years, they're gonna retheme this bar up here above the Jurassic Cafe seating area to an 80s themed bar for Stranger Things, so that'll be really cool. Right now the bar is themed to Jurassic Park to celebrate its 30th anniversary, but I'm sure very, very soon here in the next few days, or maybe a week and a half or so, they're gonna transform everything into that stellar 80s bar. I mean, hey, maybe they'll keep the Velociraptor and put sunglasses on her or something. Oh yeah, perfect day to ride Jurassic World, and at 90 minutes, a lot of people have the same idea. And speaking of wait times, here are the wait times right now on a Wednesday in August. 90 minutes for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, 45 for Studio Tour, 60 minutes for Flight of the Hippogriff. My goodness. Super Nintendo World is not doing virtual queue right now, which is nice, but Mario Kart, on the other hand, has a 100-minute wait. Oh yeah. Let's make our way back upstairs, but you know what? I'm gonna take the stairs. I'm gonna do it. Let's go. First flight done. Now there's over 300 steps all the way to the top, but if you pace yourself, you can do it. Don't get me wrong though, it's pretty brutal. I may or may not pass out, but you know, we're just gonna have to find out. Number 45, let's go. Yeah, some people run up these things, but if you walk up them like at a moderate pace, it's not too bad. I mean, it's tiring, but it's not as bad as like running up them. Alrighty, round 3. 160. And since I'm over here, here's another look at all the trees being removed. I don't know if crews are continuing or if they're done for the day or if they're on lunch. They might be done for the day because it's around 3 o'clock. And even though they haven't removed them all yet, there's still a huge night and day difference from what they have removed. Oh yeah, definitely breaking a little bit of a sweat. We're at 200 now. It's not too shabby. I'm still hanging in there. All right, I got one more. This is it. This is it. 335, 340, and then 345. Oh yeah, mission accomplished. Oh man, here comes the rain. It is already starting to sprinkle a little bit on the ground. This is definitely reminding me of Orlando right now. Yeah, here in California, it's very rare, but like I said, it happens from time to time. Moving on though, the studio tour. We're gonna check out the Terror Tram progress, which by the way, Halloween Horror Nights just announced Terror Tram for the 2023 season, and it's Exterminators. Some of you might remember Exterminators from 2015. It was a scare zone here at Halloween Horror Nights, and they're bringing it to the Terror Tram for this season, which is really exciting. And fun fact about Exterminators, in 2015, I actually played a role in Exterminators in that scare zone for Halloween Horror Nights. It was a lot of fun. For those that went that year, do you remember the water sprayer character with the big giant backpack that would spray water on people? Well, that was me, and then I also did a chainsaw roll that year as well. So it was a lot of fun because every other set I had a chainsaw and every other set I had the water sprayer. So I got best of both worlds there. Just got off the studio tour now. Not a whole lot happening behind Transformers with that haunted house, which is the Holidays in Hell haunted house. Still looks the same. The only thing that I've noticed that is a little different is the addition of some show lighting on the facade. Then moving forward towards the Terror Tram, which is Exterminators. Yeah, a whole lot of work happening over there. Rightfully so, because I feel like they need to get a lot done in that particular spot very quickly because the event opens up here in just a few weeks. Now the first thing that you'll see on Terror Tram is that giant facade. Now that looks the same just like it did last week when we were here at the park covering it. So I would assume that the next step, since all the lumber seems to be pieced together, is all the scenic detail stuff. And I'm sure that will happen here in the next few days leading up into next week. And then the final step would be like all the audio and the lighting. And then moving on to the Bates Motel section of the Terror Tram, crews were over there working on the pathway that guests will take through that experience, which is really cool. And then again, once they finished up with that, they'll move on towards the lighting and the sound. And then moving towards the plane crash, a lot of work happening in this section as well. The pathway that leads to the side of the Psycho house, that is being worked on. Crews are building those scare spots, which will probably be similar to what we've seen in the years past. And then the biggest project in the plane crash scene is at the end of the plane crash. Usually that is a spot where like a little house is built, or one last scene of the Terror Tram, at least the main part of the Terror Tram before you go to Jupiter's Claim. But this year there is a massive section being built, which is really cool. So I'm wondering what is going to be in that spot. Maybe another like similar looking structure like we see at the front of Terror Tram. I know that they have the Terror Tram character this year, Larry Larva, who's in charge of getting rid of all the humans because they are pests. So maybe that's going to be a big giant building where we see that particular character, which would be pretty cool. Maybe there's a bunch of bugs in there. Either way, Terror Tram is looking really good, and crews are working very, very quick on Terror Tram just because, yeah, the event opens up September 7th, so not too far off. And with the announcement of Terror Tram being the last thing, that rounds out this year's Halloween Horror Nights lineup. So pretty exciting stuff. 8 haunted houses and the Terror Tram join the list of a bunch of other cool things as well, like the scare zones and all the tasty treats. And since I'm here in Hogsmeade, I might as well mention another thing coming to Halloween Horror Nights again. And it's the Death Eaters. Last year they had the Death Eaters for the very first time during Halloween Horror Nights, and they're bringing them back. Now before we head out, there's one more thing to talk about when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights, and it's from the food department. In addition to all the stuff happening downstairs as far as food and beverage is concerned, here at Hollywood Dine, they're jumping into the pool as well. The Hollywood and Dine location is going to be transforming into a Chucky-themed barbecue. The location will feature items like brisket and Nashville hot popcorn chicken, funnel cake, mac and cheese, all that good stuff. And of course, there will be a ton of merchandise available. This is just all they have right now. They don't have everything just yet, but here in the next few days, and I'm sure into next week, all of the Halloween merchandise will be revealed. And oh yeah, we're covering all of it here on the channel. But with that, I think that is gonna do it for today's video from Universal Studios Hollywood. Overall, that was a really good day. We covered a lot. Got the roller coaster in there, all the Halloween Horror Nights goodies, and a few other little things. Now, before I wrap up this video, just a little peek into the future here. I'll probably do 2 more Halloween Horror Nights construction update videos for you, just because the construction is starting to wrap up in a lot of the projects around the park. I'll definitely cover all the decorations coming in because that's always a fun video to do. And then obviously I'll keep covering the roller coaster until the roller coaster opens up. But as far as the Horror Nights construction videos, yeah, those will be wrapping up here very, very soon. And then if you're not already subscribed, definitely consider doing so because I have my annual Halloween Horror Nights survival guide video coming here in the next few weeks. So that'll be really exciting. And that video is going to help all of you out with the event and how to conquer the event. I'm going to go over all the haunted houses, all the entertainment, all the food, where everything's located. That way when you go to the event, you're not lost or feeling overwhelmed. And then obviously when the event is over, I will reveal what character I am playing this year for Halloween Horror Nights. Remember, I cannot talk about that just yet. I got to keep everything a secret. But I do hope that everyone that comes to the event this year has a wonderful time. I'm so excited to scare so many people this year. I had a blast last year doing it. And this year, like I've mentioned before, is my 10th season doing Halloween Horror Nights here in Hollywood. So yeah, it's gonna be a really fun year. But with that, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos from Universal Studios Hollywood or some of your other favorite theme parks, consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Don't forget to check out my other socials by following the links down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.